One of our objectives was to visit each school in the district to learn how technology has changed in recent years and how it has had an effect on education. We began at the elementary level and worked our way up to the high school. We spoke to principals of each building and a few key teachers that have incorporated technology in their classrooms.
Delbridge, Mason High School principal.
Lisa Francisco, building principal for Aladdin.
Mike Prelsnick.
My name is Mr. Cotto.
I'm Carrie Geyer.
My name's Eric Caney.
My name is Mark Dillingham. I'm superintendent of schools for Mason Public Schools.
I was able to go in and watch a couple of teachers in action. Kids were using iPods, but they were also getting up at the board and using the interactive whiteboards. And to see first and second graders not be bashful, walk up in there with their little hands and push the buttons and actually manipulate the data. And watching their classmates respond, and the teachers are so good at using the equipment now that they've been trained in. It's very, very impressive.
There's been a lot of changes, particularly just in the last 2 years here at this elementary school. With we have iPods in the building now that teachers can use. Students do center activities with them, all kinds of different activities. All the teachers at the elementary level have an iPad, which are used not only by students for student activities, but also by the teachers for record keeping and testing of students' reading levels, things like that. The students go to the computer lab every week, and the computer programs are continually updated that they learn. Everything from keyboarding to more math skills, literacy skills, things like that. And also a lot of our classrooms have the smart boards, interactive smart boards, that really gets the students up and involved in the lesson, going up to the smart boards.
Coming to the board and participating in the activities just makes them that more connected, you know, as opposed to the terror of coming to a chalkboard and trying to solve a problem. They're just excited to come up and do something.
Makes education very interactive.
One, I think the teachers are very excited to have the technology in there. They desire it, and so they're applying for it. The teachers are really bouncing ideas off of each other and building on that enthusiasm. So even for our more veteran teachers, they're using it just as much. They're reaching out to figure out how to best implement them as quickly as they can. The way that teachers are integrating it with literacy and in writing and doing projects where they're able to videotape students, presenting a reader's theater of sorts, or extra projects, enhanced projects to just keep the kids excited about learning is really exciting.
We go to the middle school, we have kids that are not using pen and paper anymore. They're actually using and interacting with their iPads with the teachers. It's pretty awesome.
It's the key to the kids learning now. When I started even 10 years ago, I came into the classroom and I had an overhead projector. Is about the technology that I had. And at the time that was the norm, so the kids were fine with it. But in the last 10 years, technology's grown so fast, not only what it's capable of doing, but the cost has come down so much that most kids have either iPods at least, or iPods, iPads, iPhones, Droids. They've got everything you can imagine. So when they're used to playing with that stuff on a daily basis at home, and then they come into the classroom, they're no longer entertained by just opening a book and reading, because they've got the Connect at home and they're doing all this virtual stuff, and so we have to have the technology in the classroom. So hopefully school can be as engaging and as interesting as home is, and they're learning in a way that they're used to learning and playing anyway.
And then the high school, we've got the cell phones. I mean, they're being used in the classroom with teachers during the day, which they should be. We're very pleased with that. They're using iPods and any other device that they can bring, in some cases, to work with their teachers, and that's the way it should be, because if kids can use the stuff outside of school, why shouldn't we use it in a learning environment inside of Mason High School?
Well, I mean, you know, it's funny just for me. I mean, I was a 1986 graduate. Doesn't seem like that long ago to me, but to you all, probably a long time ago. We had 4 computers at my high school, and they were all in the library, and they were just to find out where books were, and that was it. No computers in the classroom. And now, I mean, there's computers everywhere. I mean, you're carrying it probably with you in your cell phone, you know, and so just the advancement of technology, it's just so much different. You know, the internet wasn't even created when I was in high school. And now the internet is just, you know, accessible to everybody. Wireless connectivity, it's just amazing. You know, now not every student, but many students have, you know, their own cell phones or their smartphones and their iPads and whatever, their Kindles and their Nooks. And so, I mean, it's transportable. You can take it with you. Which has changed everything. You know, everybody has access now when it used to be hardly anybody did.
To now, when you talk about technology, our infrastructure was redone probably in the early 2000s, and it's proven to be very beneficial and robust to what we've done. The fiber optics, and these are all things that you don't see, but that's what allows us to, one, connect between the buildings and get information out, and two, hook up to the internet and just be able to do the things that we need to as far as transferring information. As you see the increase in data projectors, being able to present information visually to a large group has been helpful. Lots of teachers have been using going from overheads to document cameras and using those as a way to present information, not only present but allow students to show their work and learn that way, as well to smart boards. There's been quite a bit.
The studio was started 3 or 4 years ago when the Mason Public School Foundation gave us some money as a startup for the class. It's been a fantastic class in that the students get to learn a lot about technology. They get hands-on knowledge on how television production is done. Learning is more than just being in a classroom. It is about actually doing. It's about doing things that we do in real life. So I think technology really plays a huge part in education. Classrooms are no longer 4 walls. You can learn anything you want by going online. And so we need to be able to teach our students to be able to find those resources and be able to work with those resources. There's hardly anything you can do today without technology. So I think that the more we can get kids to actually use the technology that they currently have in positive ways, I think we're preparing them for the future. Most of the students, are learning skills right now. We don't even know what jobs are going to be available in the next 10, 15 years. So we need to prepare them just to be able to use the technology, to harness the power of technology, so that they can actually be able to change with the environment that they're in. Technology is a very hard thing because it's so fluid. I mean, this year, whatever you buy now, it's outdated by the time you walk out of the store. So it's very important that the teachers keep themselves on top of those things. And I think that it's a great tool for teachers because, like right now with the grade books, everything is on. We have it online. A lot of teachers are communicating with their students through Twitter and through other social media outlets, and that's a good thing. I think technology definitely does keep students more engaged. They are the MTV generation, and everything seems to, they multitask quite a bit. And so, in order to keep their attention, I think you have to keep things moving. And one of the ways to do it is through multimedia. And I think it's a huge way for students to learn.
I'm the president of the Mason Public School Foundation. The Mason Public School Foundation, or MPSF, is a nonprofit organization, and our primary goal is to raise money for the Mason Public Schools. In recent years, we entered into an agreement with the Mason Public Schools to provide funding that was designated specifically towards technology. That program is known as Mason Technology Infusion Program. And so we've been honored to be a part of that program, and through supporters in our community donating to our fundraising activities, we've been able to channel those things to the district. And we intend to continue to support technology-related funding in the future. That's where the foundation is going to play a role, and you're going to play a role in what, in providing funding to us and making those donations and understanding that this is important. It's an important thing now, and it's an important thing 5 to 10 years from now when iPads are obsolete and we're into some new thing that we don't even know what it is. And so we encourage you to consider donating to the foundation and to consider the importance of that donation, not just for our seniors in high school, but for our kindergartners and what they might be coming into 10 years down the road when they're in high school, and who knows what it is they're going to be doing, what kind of camera they're going to be filming with, or what kind of devices that they're going to be using in the classroom on a day-to-day basis. We want to thank you for coming tonight, and thank you all for being supporters of the Mason Public School Foundations and ultimately the Mason Public Schools. We're on a mission to make improvements in our kids and in our community, our schools, our community, and we're all in this together, and we thank you for coming, we thank you for continuing to support us, and we look forward to working with you in the future.